Hi, welcome to Flip That Nickel. Today we're going to talk about regrets. So if you're probably watching this because you have regrets and you want to get over them and work through them and move forward from them. We can't revisit the past, so we have to think about how to process the future. So here's what I have for you. I have a reframing, a flip, if you will, for regret, and then a strategy on how to deal with regret that works really well for me. Hopefully it'll work for you. Regrets can be very paralyzing. They can pop up out of nowhere. They can pop up when you're doing dishes. They can pop up when you're trying to sleep. They can pop up when you're operating heavy machinery. And for me, when I get these regrets that just hit me, feels like I just got hit by a brick wall. And it's really stressful. Okay, so the first thing is reframing or flipping, if you will. What is a regret? So a regret, listen carefully. A regret is simply wishing you knew something before you learned it. Right? Think of any regret that you have. Don't you wish you knew what to do earlier? But the thing is, we have to learn how to do stuff. Sometimes, it'd be nice if some people could give us some guidance. It'd be nice if maybe someone did give us guidance and we didn't listen to them. Well, why not, right? Because we thought we knew something else. We can learn a lot from failures and regrets, right? So the basic idea here is, for whatever reason, you didn't know what to do when you made that decision that you now regret. Now you do know what to do with that decision if it happens again. You've learned something. That is a positive thing. So you can think of it as I learned something. And sometimes learning is very painful. If you're learning the hard way, it's very painful, right? So how can we make sure that we don't repeat our mistakes? Because I've also had regrets that I already learned this lesson and now I have to relearn it. And then I regret having to relearn it. Well, there's a solution to that as well. This is I call it my life lesson book. Essentially, and all of regret is a painful life lesson. And I'll give you an example of recent history from myself. I had an interview at a dream job. It was fantastic. The team was really impressed with me. I was really impressed with them. It was a great fit. And then a question came along and I didn't answer it correctly. The question was, talk about your production experience. Now, I misunderstood what definition they were using in terms of production. The common thing is people use certain words thinking that the other person knows how they're defining them. But a term like production has a lot of different meanings to it. Even within media, production means a lot of different things. So instead of clarifying what do you mean by production, I assumed that I knew what they were talking about, what definition they're using. But then I answered the question in the worst way possible. That was a huge social gaffe that just totally killed the interview. And for the past couple weeks, I've just been I almost had that awesome job. There could have been a lot of different reasons as well. But it certainly feels like it was that one question that I bombed on. So instead of beating around the bush, instead of beating myself up, instead of revisiting this thing, I can't go back there. And I can't go back there. But what I can do is I can write it down in this book. So that's what I'm going to do here with you on the line, watching me. So I'm going to open up to a new page, and I'm going to put, this is lesson number 60. I have 59 previously. And I always put a category. So this is career. Okay, so right here. And then career, and I'm going to say, when someone says production, ask what they mean. That is the lesson that I learned. So there you have it. So these are all my regrets, if you will, that I transformed into life lessons, and I periodically go through them and I reread them so that I can kind of internalize them and I can remember these. Always be positive. This is number 34. A positive attitude opens doors to opportunities and a negative one closes them. So that one starred I don't exactly remember how I learned that lesson, but I know that I learned that lesson. And there's a lot of different applications for that. Oh, number 35 is good too. Never wait to tell someone you appreciate them. That's my number 35. Yeah. Because you never know, you might never see that person again. Okay, so that is my life lesson diary that I keep. I have a million of these things, different journals for different purposes. So what are you regretting, and how do you make sense of that? Are you gonna get, like, this is probably like a $10, $15 journal. I really like the quality on it, so it's something that will last me a lifetime. I like the design. What do you think of all this? Anyways. Thanks for checking me out. I don't have a lot of time for those fancy editing techniques, so I just talk straight to the camera, and cut straight to the chase. So if you want more of that, please check out my other videos, and please subscribe, and I'd love to have you around. All right, thanks.